Welcome back to Aorus 101. Today, we're going to explore the ins and outs of Gigabyte OLED Care. It's a pretty nifty suite of technologies designed to keep your Gigabyte OLED gaming monitor looking sharp and avoiding those pesky burn-in issues. Now, let's talk about what makes Gigabyte OLED Care so special. It's powered by an AI-based algorithm, which is kind of like having a brainiac on your monitor, making sure everything runs smoothly. And this isn't just for any monitor. It's for the creme de la creme of Gigabyte's OLED gaming monitors in 2024. So today, we're going to take a closer look at the Aorus FO32 UTP and show you how to navigate through Gigabyte OLED Care's features and settings. Alright, let's kick things off by diving into the OSD, or on-screen display menu. You could just tap the physical button located at the bottom of the screen, and voila, you're in! Once we're inside, you'll notice the OLED Care option on the left side of the menu. Clicking on that brings you to the status page. Over to the far right, you'll see OLED Care activating. This means that right from the moment your monitor powered up, Gigabyte OLED Care has been on the job, ensuring your OLED panel is shielded against any potential harm. You'll see some stats in the center of the screen. Hold that thought, we'll circle back to those in just a bit. Now let's navigate to the settings page. Here, you'll discover the 6 key functions that make up the OLED Care arsenal. Ready to dive deeper? Let's do it! The first feature is Pixel Clean. Imagine Pixel Clean as a meticulous caretaker, combing through your monitor's panel pixel by pixel. It's on a mission to spot and correct any brightness inconsistencies, effectively ironing out those potential gaps that might lead to burn-in. The result? A display that stays crisp and colorful just as it's meant to be. Now, before Pixel Clean gets down to business, your monitor needs to accumulate at least 4 hours of operation time. Once that milestone's hit, Pixel Clean is all set to perform its magic, automatically engaging in one of these 3 scenarios, whichever comes first. First up, there's the After Power Off method. After you switch off your monitor, Pixel Clean will gear up to start in 15 minutes. But if you're all about customization, you can tweak the start time delay from 0 minute, the immediate startup, to a maximum 2-hour delay. Next, we have the user absence or standby scenario. If you step away for a bit, or if your computer sends the monitor to sleep, don't sweat it. Pixel Clean has got your back and will start its routine an hour after the monitor slips into standby mode. And lastly, there's the hands-on approach. If you prefer to take charge, just dive into the menu and select Start Cleaning. This way, you can initiate Pixel Clean whenever you feel it's time for a bit of screen pampering after reaching 4 hours of operation time. The cleaning session lasts between 6 to 8 minutes. While it's doing its thing, the screen will go off and the power indicator will give you a light show. Just a heads up, please do not power off or unplug the monitor during this time to avoid any hiccups. But let's say you need to go back to what you were doing. No problem. Pressing the power key pauses the process, and you can pick up where you left off. Just remember, if you interrupt Pixel Clean, it'll be ready to start up again to ensure your screen remains in prime condition. Now, let's talk about the second cool feature under OLED Care, Static Control, the guardian angel of your monitor, always on the lookout for any signs of stagnation on your screen. Here's how it works. If Static Control notices that your screen hasn't changed for 2 whole minutes, it springs into action. It gently nudges your monitor into what's called a static state. What happens then? The brightness takes a little dip, scaling down to just 20% of its maximum. It's not just about protecting your precious panel. It's also a smart move to save on some power. But wait, there's no need to worry about getting stuck in dim light limbo. As soon as your monitor catches a whiff of any active signal, bam! It's out of the static state in a flash, bringing the brightness back to its former glory. So whether you're diving back into a game or returning to work, your screen is ready to shine just as bright as before. Moving on to the third trick up OLED's Care sleeve, Pixel Shift. Here's the scoop. Pixel Shift is all about keeping things moving, literally. Every 2 minutes, it nudges the entire display just a tad. We're talking 1 to 2 pixels up, down, left, or right. Why? To keep those pesky static images from leaving their mark on your screen, preventing what's known as image sticking. And here's the best part. This subtle pixel shuffle is totally under the radar. You won't even notice it's happening. so your gaming marathons or movie nights go on uninterrupted with Pixel Shift quietly working its magic in the background. Now, let's delve into the fourth feature, APL Stabilize. APL stands for Average Picture Level, and this feature is like a balancing act for your monitor's brightness, ensuring that everything stays just right. APL Stabilizes keeps an eye on the overall brightness across your screen, making sure it's even-steven. This not only helps in preventing those overly bright pixels from causing any burn-in issues, but also makes the viewing experience more comfortable for your eyes, especially when there are sudden shifts in brightness. Here's where it gets customizable. APL Stabilize comes with 3 settings: low, middle, and high, each aligning with different brightness caps to match how you use your monitor. By default, it's set on low, which is perfect for your standard dynamic range SDR content. But if you're diving into the vivid world of HDR, you might want to notch it up to middle or high. Choosing middle gives you a gentler brightness curve, ideal for a balanced HDR experience. And if you're all about pushing the envelope for that ultra-immersive HDR content with peaks of 1000 nits and deep darks, then high is your go-to setting. It's all about giving you the control to tailor your monitor's performance to what you love to watch or play. Let's move on to the fifth function, Sub-Logo Dim. This clever feature specifically looks out for those stubborn images or texts, such as the logos in news broadcasts or your taskbar. Sub-Logo Dim gets to work by dialing down the brightness of these persistent elements, helping to prevent burn-in while keeping the rest of your display vibrant. You've got options with Sub-Logo Dim, low and high. With low, the brightness of these static elements is reduced by 10%. Opt for high, and it goes down by 20%. But here's the kicker. Despite this adjustment, the change in brightness is so subtle that you'll hardly notice it. Your viewing or gaming experience stays as immersive as ever, just with an extra layer of protection for your screen. And lastly, let's talk about the sixth function, Corner Dim. This feature is all about giving a little extra care to the edges of your screen. Corner Dim gently reduces the brightness in the 4 corners of the display by 15%. Now, why focus on the corners? Because when you're immersed in your content, your attention is typically centered, making the slight dimming at the edges almost imperceptible. But don't let its subtlety fool you. Corner Dim plays a crucial role in safeguarding those often overlooked corners from burn-in, ensuring your display remains pristine and even throughout. And here's a little safety net for you. If you ever find yourself in a bit of a pickle with your settings, you can select Reset Settings on the menu to restore to out-of-factory default. Now, let's circle back to the status page for a moment. Here, you'll find the panel usage time, which keeps a tally of how many hours your monitor has been at work. Then, there's the Pixel Clean section. It'll show ready to start when Pixel Clean is all set to go, or completed once it's done its job, along with a count of how many times it's run. Wrapping it up, with the AI-based Gigabyte OLED Care, combined with the top-tier QD OLED panel, ensures that the 2024 Gigabyte OLED monitors are not just high-tech marvels, but also come with the peace of mind of a premium 3-year warranty, which includes coverage against panel burn-in. And there you have it, a full rundown of the protective features offered by Gigabyte OLED Care. If you have further questions or need additional assistance with Aorus 101, feel free to drop us a message anytime. Until next time, happy tuning, and team up, fight on!